So a common theme I usually work on is the theme of care and the environment. So a lot of the pieces or the materials I work with, they are quite ephemeral, so that means they degrade over time, especially if you don't care for it. Things like when I was in school, I worked a lot with Kleenex and embroidery. I was embroidering on the Kleenex, and I was also creating soft sculptures out of them. You might see that. So there's that piece. Next to it, I also had a stuffed rabbit that I had sewn. He had starred in a stop motion animation as well, where he kept on dancing until he danced to his own death. It's a little dark. He was posable actually because it had pieces of Kleenex inside of him. So he did still jump and everything. It was a lot of fun, and it was actually done within a night, not the editing though. Yeah, and today we'll be talking about the urban sketching pieces. Those I choose to work in watercolor because similarly to the embroidery and the Kleenex, it's a medium where, although it's a fine art material, you do need to take special care with it, because if you spill a bit of water on it, it's kind of ruined, unless that's the look you're going for.
So can you tell us a little bit about what urban sketching is?
Urban sketching, well, Urban Sketchers is an art collective that's worldwide. It usually breaks down into different cities and such. You'll probably find one in your area as well. They have special Facebook groups for them, and I know they're always looking for new members. So yes, so you usually go out in a group or even alone, and you just sketch on site. So you might have a group of 10 people and you're sketching in this one area, and it's really interesting because although you're sketching the same place, the same thing, you get so many different perspectives and like interpretations of these places. You might pick up on like a plant you see in the background, but your partner might pick up on the building. Today I have my handy dandy travel watercolors, which is in this tin. Fit all my pans in there, and in the middle have my water tank brush.
Can you introduce our scene that we are moving into?
So this is the other scene. Oh,
there might be a trawl outside.
A little bit dark.
Upstairs, door.
So we're in my backyard currently on the little patio. We're overlooking the little horizon with the trees and the buildings. So how I like to start my sketches is that I have maybe I'll hop over to the other one for a second because this one's a little bit dark. But I have this one color I really like to do really light sketching with. It is a yellow ochre. This one right here. And if you dilute it enough, it is great just for underpaintings and sketches. Other materials I have brought with me as well are some paper towel, a masking fluid pen, and a natural rubber eraser. But again, these are just the materials I'm working with today. I'm sure everyone has different materials they are able to work with at home today. Can you guys see this all right? we doing for time?
Let's see. That's a good question. Yeah, I think we're just about in for, shall we do a check-in?
Sure.
Excellent. Hold on, let me spotlight you.
I am not quite there yet either, as I see a couple of our friends aren't as well.
All right, so we see you as the main screen right now. Can you give us a little bit of a tour about, and Justin's showing you some of his line work. Oh, very cool.
Is Justin spotlighted? Oh, yeah, very cool. I like that blue you chose to use, Justin.
And what's that shape at the top, Justin?
I was gonna do the blue, but I like the color blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of the really nice blue sky we have today.
Can you show us what you compiled in your sketchbook so far?
Not quite done, but basic structures are there. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but we started to get some rain.
Let's go. Should I put the music back on, guys?
The structures I'm interested in when I was painting was that building, that beigey building in the background. And I was trying to pick up on certain colors, like definitely the blue of that little roof and taupe house, as well as the reds of the brick roofs. And then usually, because I'm starting with that yellow ochre, I know that I can either go warm or cool from there before my water starts getting really, or my palette gets really mucky. So in this case, I think I went cool because after I did my whole layout, I started to fill in the sky because I wanted to put that down before we started to get more rain and we would lose that really nice blue sky, and the purple would start coming in. That's a little transition. From there, because from blue, if you add a little bit of yellow, you could start putting down your greens. And you might have noticed at some point I cleaned off my palette because it was starting to get quite mucky. I added a lot of water on it for all the greens, and the water was sloshing around everywhere. And then I started to add my reds and a little bit of the purples for the shadows you can see.
And did you mentioned that you had your masking pen that you started with. Did you use it at all?
No, I didn't use it this time just because I know we were working with a little bit less time because that requires time to dry.
And I think Raymond had a question for you.
Yes, Raymond, what was your question?
Where's the background located? Your artwork located?
It is in Toronto. I'm currently in my backyard.
Toronto. I'm Vancouver.
Yeah, it's from the other side of the country.
Yeah. Cool.
I think these video chats are great because it can connect so many different people who might not meet in person together.
Yeah.
How'd you manage to be so good at doing it so fast?
Lots of practice. Yeah, this is a book I started recently while, we are all in quarantine at home. But it's very different from the very first drawing I had done. You might see I was still trying to figure out my color palette. I was layering on the paint too thickly, even though watercolor should be done in thin washes. But steadily, you do get better. Recently, I have been a little bit looser with my brush strokes. This was from the other day when it was really rainy. I don't know if you can feel how I felt that night.
Thank you so much, Karen, for hosting all of us today. And like Karen was saying, for everyone here in BC, I looked this up, there is so there are groups that you can do exactly like we did today, except you can meet probably at a social distance and do some drawing in public with people. If you're part of Kudos and want a little bit of help figuring that out or getting connected with your local drawing club, you can let me know, or you can find them on Google or anything like that.